music band can post their music on a particular platform or play in a particular venue in a particular city because they find that that expresses their art the best. Any number of other permutations that you can imagine. We don't have any decision ever from the United States Supreme Court that has ever restricted the right of a creator, a speaker in this country to express themselves through collaboration with publishers and editors against their own wishes, that they can be overridden in that sense. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about purely American collaborators or whether our American collaborators have also foreign corporate entities to which they are related as well. Whether it's the BBC, the CBC, or NPR, people can choose to express themselves on whatever platform they wish, free and clear of government interference, particularly when the government's arranged for interfering. And I think this is where we take heart from the hearing today. When the government's reason for interfering is we don't like the viewpoint or the content that's going to be expressed through that platform. That is the core First Amendment value that our framers enshrined in the very First Amendment in our Constitution to protect freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom to create, freedom to share, and freedom to learn from other people. That leaves the only other thing the government had to say in court today, which is that this act could somehow be sustained solely because of data security concerns that have been expressed in various ways in various legislator statements. We just don't think that's correct. And so one thing I'd like to emphasize is that whatever data TikTok has from users by way of that relationship, that creator-publisher relationship, is no different from the data that creators would give to Instagram, YouTube, any other platform to express themselves on. There's no difference between the data in one place versus the other. And also, the data that's shared is done so on a voluntary basis.
I just want to say this. If TikTok is leaving, hey man, it's been real. The reason that people platform so much or liked the platform so much is because you took the voice of regular people and you amplified it. You took the voice of regular people and you amplified it. I've been on all the other platforms. On YouTube, I rarely got 6,000 subscribers and I've been doing it for 10 years, you know what I mean? Facebook, I got about 13,000. Instagram, I got 200 people, you know. I've had up to 90,000 followers. I'm right at 72,000. You know, election season kind of hurt me a little bit. But either way, whatever your algorithm was, we need to learn from it. It's unfortunate that they're going to have to go back. You know, they're going to have to go back to those buildings. And maybe that's what the United States wanted. They wanted people to not be independently in control of their success. They wanted to monitor, measure, and know the impact and influence and control who the influencers are. Because to be honest with you, and that sounds very communist, but to be honest with you, the reason I think so is I did a video of my father, just my father, my life stories. These were my truths. You know, a lot of people that worked with me over the years, they never knew my life or my story. And I have shared just a bit of my story. But I did a video of my father that went viral, millions of views.
I don't even consider being in that. I was there, but no, I wouldn't even want my, really. It's a life that you got the penitentiary on one side and the graveyard on the other. It's that and drug dealing, it's the same. It always, it ain't no good ending to it.
I did a video of my best friend's father, Emmett Cadillac Walker.
Then you catch one of your sons and the friend over at a spot over on 8th Street?
Yeah, cause I seen y'all going over there, and I said, let me see what they up to. And I went in there, and I know the name of this place. It was a known dope spot. It was hot as a firecracker. I said, man, y'all get y'all butt out of here. And the dude said, man, you guys can't come up in here talking this. I said, say, man, you shut up for. I said, I close this thing up in 5 minutes. So before my son them and his friend left, they said, well, y'all was going up there and y'all call yourself, y'all wasn't fooling me, y'all call yourself working for him, but I told y'all how to beat him.
And it did, 400, 500,000 views. And these were regular people. I even see people taking my sauce, right? Taking my sauce, my style of interviewing.
Right now, I want to introduce you to Miss Sheila. So, Miss Sheila, I like to start these by getting some background, understanding your beginnings, and then going through your story slowly. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
I will give Real Life Street Stars a shout out though. This latest one with Eli is pretty good. My father knows them too. But that one was a good one, and it was more living testimony style. And so you let the man tell his story, which was good. But nobody ever would have heard of me. See, Real Life Street Stars was already out. All these other platforms were already out. Urban Politician, all that. They would have never heard of me or Larry the Mac James or been interested in Dallas had it not been for TikTok. And so now a lot of people are interested in Dallas and Dallas OGs and gangsters and our life and how we move. I'd like to thank my father for that. I'd like to thank JoJo for that. I'd like to thank Kesha for that, for connecting me with JoJo. I'd like to thank Alex, my engineer, for that. And I'd like to thank me. I'd like to thank TTE Nadi and all of the guys that graced the platform. A big shout out to Lavelle Pope.
Today, we're back in the Love Deposit Studios with Living Testimony because he orchestrated and put most of this together. Some people call him Lavelle Crawford, but I know him as Lavelle Pope. How you doing today, brother?
Man, everything's everything, brother.
Big shout out to all the guys, man. Bowleg, I can't name them all, but it's been real. I don't see, YouTube taking a regular Joe and a regular story and just boosting it how TikTok did. So if this is a goodbye, then this is my goodbye to you, TikTok. I probably won't be downloading that other Chinese app because it's not good just because it's Chinese, right? And the owner of TikTok is Chinese, but he lives in Singapore. It was something about the algorithm, and whether I've told you, I've probably said it many times. I worked at Facebook. Different algorithms, right? Different logic. I had a whole group trained as individuals, right, to resolve problems when AI goes wrong. Mark Zuckerberg had it set up. He wanted people so that when AI goes wrong, they can fix it. They can go behind it and fix it for him. That was my whole team that I managed. And I'll tell you, and they were all sharp as a whistle. And a lot of the guys who worked with us on our campaigns for Instagram, Facebook, they did go over to TikTok management. Now, if it does shut down, what does that do to all those jobs? It's food for thought. But anyway, man, if you haven't followed me, I go by Patches the Dread. I'm on YouTube. I just drop, more serious content on YouTube than I do on TikTok. I don't do advertisements on YouTube or any of my other stuff. It's more about just, sharing ideas, living testimony, and trying to improve life. Cheers.
On today's episode of Living Testimony, we're going to walk you down through there with Patches the Dread. Don't miss it.
Next time you see him, nigga, walk.
Testimony, Patches the Dread. We're going to walk you down through there with Patches the Dread. Don't miss it.